Welcome back to what?
I know you were.
Sorry, I did kind of dive right in. Welcome.
You clapped and just went right into it.
Did kind of go in. Welcome to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
Today we have a hot one that we might not even be ready for. Apparently, we have our crown jewel predictions and preview. Whole show is going to be dedicated to this. We're going to touch on a couple other things that popped up. For the most part, we are talking crown jewel. It is on this Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. for us.
Yes, sir. Love it. Love that time.
I'm 90% sure I'll be on stream on the YouTube channel, and then Dante's going to let me know.
Yep,
but either way, we will have a stream. And there'll at least be one of us on there.
Yes, sir. It is cold outside, but it's going to be a hot podcast inside.
Yeah, you're rocking the beanie for the first time all season.
All bundled up.
You are. Yeah, you look cozy.
Who knows if this might come off in a little bit if I
made a comment. You look like Rocky Balboa in that, which is a good thing.
That's a great. No, that's.
And you have the gray on gray sweatpants. You know, it's crazy.
So this is like reminds me of like an old like vintage like pullover or something like that.
Like,
I don't know.
It looks old.
Like
let me see the tag.
It's my grandfather's. So what brand? You got it?
I see a tag. Hold on.
There's definitely a tag.
Whoa. Oh yeah, that's a good tag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you got a nice little Made in America vintage thing on you.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, so I went over my grandfather's like a week or two ago, and I just like went through all of his old clothes and stuff and took some. And I saw this, and I was like,
pretty good.
How could I not?
Pretty good. Me? That's mainly what I wear.
And people don't even see the gray sweatpants after underneath this table, so I got the gray outfit going and everything.
Yeah, we do need an under the table camera.
We definitely do. One day, maybe for
52.
52, we'll get people asking for the Sophie cam. We're gonna get the
second. We got the second best. We got an under the table camera for you. See what our legs are doing.
You can see our legs shaking. My legs are shaking the whole time.
Sometimes I like don't mention it because it's like never usually a huge deal, but sometimes I'll be editing clips. You know how when you edit clips like way zoomed in?
Sure.
And sometimes they'll just be like vibrating.
Oh no.
And it's I'm like, oh, that's definitely Dante's leg. And it'll be like during like a TikTok or a Snapchat clip where it's like, you know, no, I think Damian Priest is that guy, and the whole time it's just like just like vibrating.
Dude, I've been doing that my whole life. There are times where I'm with Taylor and I'm sitting next to her and I'm doing it, and she just puts her hand on my leg.
Yeah, I have a little
doesn't say
restless
anything,
leg. Yeah.
just like does that, and I'm like,
don't even notice you're doing it.
I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, I just do it. Yeah, I'll try. I say like, oh, I'll try to keep that in mind and think about it. 5 minutes into this, it's gonna go right past me.
So what's going on? What's up? We got a fresh week. I'm excited for this episode. I got a new phone.
Yeah, I saw
you 15 Pro.
It. How do you like it so far?
Basically the same as the XR.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what phone do you have?
12 maybe 12 or 13.
Yeah,
let's find out.
It's like I like it, but I don't get people that 13 Pro. Yeah. I don't get people who are like, oh, I just got a new phone. I love my new phone. It's like, what
do you love about it that's different than the last one?
It goes on Instagram the same. Right, it goes on Twitter the same. I don't know.
Is the camera like
the thing? I
feel like that's the biggest thing now with these upgrades.
It's the only thing they can upgrade. It's the only thing.
Isn't it made of like
titanium?
Titanium.
Yeah, breaks easier.
Really? Does it? Oh wow, I would have thought the other way around.
Yep, that's what they marketed it as.
Interesting.
But it's been, I don't know. It's the first time I've had a Pro. It's the first time with the new cameras. I have like the 120 hertz like screen now. So there are like differences, but
what was
none
the
of
last
it's like
phone you had? You had the XR. XR, yeah.
I've had that for like 4 or 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade,
but like. I get it.
The money for it, I don't know if it's...
the money isn't... Yeah, I mean, is that worth the upgrade? That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I mean, I had the iPhone 8 for like 5 years before I got this.
I think I was 6S and then XR. So like, kind of... I mean, this guy I'm going to have for fucking ever.
I'm when it comes to phones, I'm a if it's not broke, don't fix it type of thing. Like, I'm not going to buy a new phone until I absolutely have to. And my last phone, I had to.
That's kind of why I got this. I figured like invest the money in the Pro, get the top of the line one. You'll have it for fucking ever.
Not like, I mean, it's similar to like a laptop, I guess, where it's like you buy the laptop, it's expensive, but you have it for a few years. You have it for like 4, 5, 6 years, however long it may be, and then you invest in a new one eventually. But yeah, iPhones are a scam. I'll just be honest. No, it really is.
Especially at this. There's nothing left to upgrade. There's nothing left.
There's nothing that they could put out I can't think of anything that they could be like, we're gonna put this in the new iPhone that's gonna make me be like, I'm gonna buy that right away. Like I'm just gonna sell this one. I don't know what it could be. I really don't.
I mean, yeah, the XR and probably with the 10 came out in 2018. I feel like
5
even
years
before
later.
then, I would say since like probably the they skipped over probably the 8, probably closer to the 8 was probably the last like.
Did they skip the 9?
They did skip the 9.
They did skip the 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think they just wanted to go to X.
They wanted
faster.
to be different. They wanted to be.
I think about that a lot when like eventually it's gonna be like iPhone 36. Like, are they gonna change the name eventually?
Right. We
you know
gotta
what I mean?
get into like, yeah, they have to start calling it like iPhone Y, iPhone Z or something. Like,
iPhone
get into
Gen Z.
alphabet letters or something like that, or A1 or I don't know. Yeah,
Apple, we got some ideas.
yeah.
Let us know.
Hit us up. I've always wanted to work for you guys.
Well,
no
anything else before we dive in? We got a pretty
happy
chill.
Halloween.
Well, yeah,
happy
we're
late Halloween.
well past Halloween.
Happy Christmas season. Happy finally playing Christmas music season.
we gotta get to Thanksgiving beforehand, huh? Seem like a big Thanksgiving guy.
I love Thanksgiving,
sounds
but I
right.
love Christmas more.
All right.
I love Christmas music more. You can still listen. You can still celebrate Thanksgiving and listen to Christmas music. You can do two things.
I don't want to get myself in trouble this early giving my Christmas music
No,
hot take.
I honestly think I'm the one that's more in the wrong than you would be playing Christmas music on November 1st. I feel like
I was just gonna say like quality, like in terms of
okay.
of personal appeal.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm a big Christmas music after Halloween guy, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that. I feel like people either like November 1st, mid-November, or right after Thanksgiving.
I
I know some
December.
people that wait like halfway through the, November, like a little bit after Halloween.
I think you gotta get past Thanksgiving.
Hey,
But
hey, you're not.
to each his own.
Hey, to each his own. That's right.
Hey,
all right.
you're not controlling my ox.
That's right. Yeah, I don't control a lot of people's ox this time of the year.
In like June, you're still playing Mariah. I love Christmas music.
Come on, you don't tell me
Christmas
you don't
music
love this
bumps,
song.
bro.
Come on, guys. The Michael Bublé Christmas album, goated.
Wow.
All
Well, we got some wrestling to talk about. Before we dive into Crown Jewel predictions, there's only really one thing I want to talk about. There's not a whole lot of news that came out. We're not touching on the individual shows in the rundown this week. However, I want to shine light on what is to me, a match of the year contender. MJF versus Kenny Omega on Collision.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't watch the match back. Didn't watch it in real time, but I did watch the. It was like the last
highlights
like
or whatever?
10 minute
Oh.
of it on YouTube. They put it out or whatever. Yeah.
It didn't need to be this good. They just put it out on Collision to get some views and to have
I
a
wonder
title
what
match.
the views were for this episode.
I don't know.
To be
It's a good
honest
question.
with you, I so watching it back, it looked fucking
So
insane.
good. I mean, like Max is doing his like pseudo babyface thing, so he's doing like I don't know what you call it, but like he did like an over the top rope fucking like backflip thing. He hit Kenny had him up for the one winged angel, and he hit him with a poison Rana,
Yep.
and just like. They were just going back and forth, and it was very. And even like, did you watch Kenny's? Like, they kind of had like a back and forth afterward. They got
after
on the
the
mic.
match.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Kenny got on the mic and was kind of saying how like his time might be coming up soon. He can't do it forever, but he feels confident now that there's an MJF to be his successor and all of this. And MJF got on the mic, and they just had a really, really, really cool. Back and forth, but the match was just like it was almost like not student teacher, but like similar.
Yeah, no, I mean
know?
like Kenny Omega's the vet in a way, and MJF's only been doing it for. I mean, in hindsight, like in the bigger picture, only a few years compared to Omega. It not that I've never said that he wasn't a good wrestler or anything like that, but it actually amazes me how. Not how much better. I feel like he's always improving, but how good MJF is in the ring. Like, you could really see it against someone like Omega. Like, he's always been good. Like, it's never like he's ever been like, oh, like, he'll get there one day or something like that. But it really does amaze me, like, watching these, like, as time goes on, these matches just keep getting better and better. So he has the character.
So good.
But he's got the wrestling, too. Like, and that's
the thing
that's
I think,
crazy.
I think, and you see it mostly in WWE, but I think that you give up in WWE a lot of like in-ring aspect for character. We talk about like a Roman Reigns.
You sacrifice the wrestling for the sports entertainment.
Right. Where Roman Reigns is great in the ring, but he's not putting on, and it's because of the type of match and blah, blah, but he's not putting on consistent like 4 or 5 star matches.
Right.
And it's even, you look at like other world champions, it's a slower pace, and maybe, again, it's maybe some stuff is sacrificed. But when you have a guy that's this good on the mic and character, and he is the top guy, but you also aren't sacrificing in-ring quality, I think
it's a perfect storm, honestly.
After that match and after just like this past Dynamite, where like just like him going around trying to find tag team partners, we just got a lot of like character out of him. Man, I think MJF is the best right now. I think he's the best.
I mean, when it comes to like showing up every week and like doing your thing, and
I think I'm putting him over. If Roman showed up more and there were more matches
I
to
think
look at,
Roman would be for sure better. But him not being around. No, I think that's a fair take. I mean,
I think I'm putting MJF over Roman.
I mean, for a long time we were saying the Bloodline story was the best thing in wrestling, and then the whole Adam Cole MJF thing started, and then it's like, wait a minute, well, this is kind of becoming really good, and then the Bloodline took a break, and then that took over.
I think he's got it.
So
now.
It's like, okay, now this is the best thing in wrestling for sure.
And even like
it's not a hot take. I definitely think it's pretty damn close between those two.
If you want to say like kayfabe wise, I'd probably still put Roman over just because of the aura and the character or whatever, and the
business side of things.
Well, more like
I get
kayfabe, but
I know what you're saying.
Over fucking what is it? Over 1,000, 2,000 days. What's his reign?
1,100, 1,200 days,
5,000,
10,000 days. We got to be close. We got to be getting there.
But not kayfabe wise. I think right now I'm going MJF over Roman.
You turn on AEW once, twice a week. MJF is on there. He's putting on great matches. His character gets better. They have good storyline. Roman Reigns just isn't around. That's all it comes down to. Everything with him is great. He's just not around.
And I'm glad we're a little back in terms, because like MJF, kind of you mentioned it, but we had a little lull in his title reign. Definitely. And like you said, the Adam Cole thing rejuvenated it. And now that Adam Cole's even out, I think he's still just taking the momentum. He's having great matches with Kenny. He's got like 5 people lined up. He tagged with the Acclaim last night, which is super fun.
He's got a lot going on for him.
He's got a lot going on. I think he's got it.
They're doing a lot of great stuff with him. I'm very happy that they're doing him right with the story and like this reign and stuff like that, because he really is doing some fucking great work right now.
And it is November, and we're getting close to, the closer we're getting to it, the more I hear like, and I think we even kind of like speculated on it, like how real the bidding war of 2024 is. And like, has he already signed a contract behind closed doors?
Yeah.
Is he pretty much guaranteed to stay in AEW?
You have to think like, I think after this feud with Jay White, I think they're going to have to start like intensifying the magnitude of the whole like contract is up. Like you have to start
storyline wise.
You have to. Because that's a real thing. That's kind of like what started this whole MJF.
I mean, it's what he's been basing his character on, not basing on it, but like he's been talking about it for 2 years.
And then like the way the reign started was like he won the belt and was like, I'm holding this for a year. I'm gonna be a free agent with it and stuff like that. Like I might leave with it. And we saw Jay White right now, then all the people that are lining up, whatever. They have that pay-per-view. The World's
the one in Long Island, World's End.
Yeah, World's End. Maybe at that pay-per-view, it's like all those people that are lined up. It's like a big like fatal 5-way match or something like that. Sure. It's just like he has to go through all these guys to make it to free agency.
Like almost like a championship scramble thing, maybe.
Sure, maybe something like that. I can imagine that's like, this is your last day of your contract. Like we're throwing the fucking kitchen sink at you to make sure you don't walk out of here with the championship. But I think personally, I think that MJF already signed a contract with AEW. As much as I would love, and I think that he would do well in WWE, I just don't think now's the time for him to make that jump. Maybe 5 years down the line.
He's so young. When he's 30, he's going to be young, and he's 26.
It's like that's that's an age that some people get into wrestling. Like that's an age that like you're not even like on a main roster.
27, sorry,
like that.
27.
That's so even if he goes to WWE, let's say times a 5-year deal, 32 years old. That's so. That's 5 years. That's 6 years younger than Roman Reigns right now. That's 7 years or something like that younger than Seth Rollins right now. Like that's plenty of time. I just think what they have going in AEW right now, I think the way his character is, they're not watering it down. I'm not saying WWE would, but we've talked about how they'd have to definitely tweak things a little bit. He can't be copy paste of what he is in AEW right now. I just don't see him going to WWE now. Down the line, I can see it. Right now, I think he's an AEW guy.
And I think like with you saying throwing the kitchen sink at him, I mean Tony's got to be fucking giving him
talking about money,
everything, bro. Like,
I mean, he should.
They would be like, God, if they lost him, they would be taking a fucking hit.
That's a big loss.
That's their future.
That's a big loss.
You know, even like Kenny said it, and they kind of alluded to like the bidding war or whatever. But Kenny was like, he basically said like, you're the guy to drive AEW's future. And the second he said that, I was like, in my head, I was like, well, what if he leaves in a couple months?
2 months. He says that 2 months later, he shows up in WWE. Yeah.
I don't know. Especially after that also kind of put me on the side of like, oh, MJF's like going to be... Because why wouldn't? He is the guy in the company, and he's guaranteed to be the guy.
And if he went to WWE, he would be one of the guys.
Be one of the guys, and he's taking a gamble on getting lost in the shuffle.
It would take him a while to like separate himself, for sure.
Yeah, so. I don't think he would be that... Separate himself, and I don't think they'd put him... I don't think they'd give him the Cody treatment where he's in the main event of Mania immediately.
Yeah,
you know?
No, I definitely...
Maybe they would. Who knows?
No, I can definitely see them like building him up to like having like these big matches, these big programs, but I don't think it would be to the extent of a Cody Rhodes. I think it's something that they
could get there, though.
They could, 1,000%.
I feel like if it happened...
Quickly.
Right.
Not as quickly. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's to be seen in a few months.
What's not to be seen in a few months, to be seen in a couple days. Let's move on to some Crown Jewel predictions,
Let's do it.
Grab your predictions title back there.
I gotta grab my title. Here it is.
I want this puppy back. I'll tell you this, and my predictions reflect that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't want to. I'm gonna keep my laptop over here. I don't really want to spoil nothing.
Okay.
With WWE predictions, we very much usually have like the same picks other than like one or two.
Right.
I feel like at least for the first half that's gonna happen. We'll see. I'm curious. So by the end of this, there might have to be some shuffling around on one of our ends to see, because I want this title.
We'll see what happens. There's a good amount of matches.
7 or 8, something like that. We're including the pre-show.
Gotcha.
So, WWE Crown Jewel 2023. 2020, did I say it right? 2023. I don't know why I thought. 2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-3. 2023 predictions. Starting off, kickoff show. Sami Zayn versus J.D. McDonough. Not the most exciting match, just kind of a match put on the pre-show. Another, I have it written down here, just kind of another this side versus that side match. You know?
A Judgment Day member or soon-to-be Judgment Day member versus a guy that could be in the War Games match. Kind of.
Yeah, we need a name for this. Sami, KO, Cody. That side.
The good guys.
I guess the good guys, right? I guess the good guys.
So one member of the good guys versus a member of the bad guys. I'd be damned if Sami Zayn lost this match. I mean, I don't know. Like, I actually kind of not feel bad, but like JD McDonough is a really good wrestler, and like he did very good. He can sell his ass off. He was great in NXT. He was great like doing cruiserweight stuff. What title was he competing for? The North American Championship, maybe I got that wrong. But anyways, he's a very good wrestler, and I feel like he's kind of like being thrown in as like the Judgment Day's like lapdog or something like that.
They won't pull the trigger on him.
They're not pulling the trigger on him. He definitely is a guy who like wrestling wise is very capable of winning a match like this, and like should be considered a threat in this match, but he's not.
If it just wasn't against Sami.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like I can't see Sami Zayn losing a match like this on a pay-per-view. That would just be kind of wacky.
Especially for a kickoff. You start the crowd off hot with a Sami win.
He just lost his tag team partner. He needs a win right now. Come on.
I also have Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
First one down.
Sami Zayn.
Next one, main show. And what's interesting with this is the order. I think especially for this show, we haven't seen a show in a while that I think so many other matches may and will probably play into each other. And I think the order is really going to come into play. And obviously we don't know the order.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Okay.
We're going to start off with Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest.
Yeah, they just announced this match.
Yeah, this was kind of one that, similar to a Sami and JD, where just a
good guy, bad guy.
Good guy versus bad guy, Judgment Day involvement, Cody Rhodes' side involvement, plays on to, let me just read my notes, builds on the Cody Rhodes and Jay versus Priest and Finn Balor thing. Interesting to note, Jay Uso and Finn Balor are not on the show, or on the card at least.
Yeah. Neither is Dom. Is Dom on the card?
No, is not. So that's another thing to take into consideration is how... There's like 3 matches Dom could
exactly. Yeah. I was thinking, hey, is he gonna come out with JD? Is he gonna come out with Damian?
Come out with Rhea? Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. Jay recently, I forget what show it was, but Jay recently teased wanting to run it back and take the titles back from JD with Cody. So that's still kind of up in the air. Could see them running it back. Not sure why they wouldn't just do that.
I was gonna say, you should
here.
have a rematch on this.
I don't know. You're telling me. I don't know. That's my exact next note is not sure why they just didn't do a title rematch, but
here we are.
But my guess is they have further plans for Jay and Jimmy, who are also not on the card. And then you have to also think about, will Damian cash in later? Because at least we can say this is, well, I don't know. Because sometimes they start out with like a world title match. They have 2 world title matches.
Right.
They could start out with
the show with Seth.
The show with Seth and Drew. So I don't know. Depending on the order, Damian could cash in. This is the first.
If Damian cashes in, I don't think they're gonna open the show with it. Because then it would kind of be weird if he they had the world title match, he cashed in, then mid card comes out,
wins it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then he comes out 2 hours later with the belt or something to fight Cody. I mean, I don't know.
So I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
But this is of the most recent pay-per-views. This one seems like the most likely and the most built up for a cash in that they've done.
I mean, honestly, besides maybe this past SummerSlam, which I thought it could have happened. This is the first event I actually believe that he could cash it in.
I'm on the side of I think he's gonna cash in.
I don't know if he will, but
I don't know.
I can definitely. Should we do that as a bonus one? Will Damian cash in?
I think it's so easy to say no.
I don't think it's gonna.
It's so easy to say no.
I'd say no. I'll tell you. I was gonna say no. Yeah, it could for sure. There's definitely a chance, but I don't.
I'm right now, I'm 60-65%. I think he's gonna cash in, which isn't
he is gonna cash.
Yeah, which is it's over the 50 mark, but it's not
it's not
it's not
crazy. Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go Cody.
Yeah, it's Cody. That's my initial thought.
Damian, could Damian get a win like this, and it would be big for him? Yeah, but at the same time, it's Cody is the star of the company. Cody's Cody. I can't see him losing. And Damian Priest doesn't have to win every match if you have the briefcase. It's kind of like a.
He's been on a hot streak though.
He has been on a hot streak. If you look back in history, if you win the Money in the Bank briefcase, WWE isn't afraid of having you lose some matches here and there because at the end of the day, you have the briefcase, so that'll equal everything out. But especially if he does cash in tonight, I don't think he wins this match.
So that's the thing is. I think he's more likely to cash in if he loses.
Right,
that's the whole thing of
exactly.
I lost my match earlier in the night. I'm pissed off. Which I feel it's happened before. Where
I lost to Cody. I'm gonna cash in.
It's happened before. Where on shows where they'll lose the match earlier in the night and you see him later on in the night. So I feel like for whether he cashes it or not, I think there's more of a reason to keep Cody strong. I guess. I don't know.
Why would Cody lose?
Yeah,
there's no reason for it.
That's kind of it. Big one, controversial one, United States Championship match. The champion Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. I know who you're picking.
So
you're picking Damian Priest cashes in
on Rey Mysterio.
On Rey.
Could you imagine? Yeah, listen, we talked about this last week. I gave my take on why I think Logan Paul should win it. I've taken the last week to kind of look at the bigger picture here and kind of like what would happen if Logan won it, what would happen if Logan lost the match, Ray kept as champion. And like I started to think like maybe Ray should lose this match, and I think he will. So Logan Paul. I was going to go you down a road there. Yeah, no, I think Logan Paul is going to win this. So we talked about Dom being involved in matches. Let's just add another one. Let's just add another one.
Literally, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me just count. Sami and JD, no point.
Yep.
Cody and Damian for sure could. The U.S. Championship is very involved with Logan and Ray. Cena solo probably not.
Rhea maybe,
and then the Rhea match because it's Rhea.
What if all
and then
the Drew match?
Seth Rollins and Drew because they're very
Dom is gonna be everywhere.
He's gonna be on the whole show. He's gonna be on. There's like 4 matches.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm picking Logan because like Dom might get involved or whatever, but I can definitely see that happening. I just
even like I think there's gonna be like LWO, like Santos stuff. I think there's gonna be Ricochet stuff. There's a lot that could happen.
Dom comes down and then Santos comes out. Ricochet. Yeah,
there's a lot that's gonna happen.
1,000%. But I just think like I love Ray. I do, but like. I just think putting the belt on Logan because what everyone is saying, and I get it. Like if he wins the belt, he's not on every week. Right. Like it's gonna be like now SmackDown doesn't have Roman or Logan, the 2 champions, right?
And the tag titles are split.
I get that, and I think that's a fair reason to want Logan to lose and not have him win the belt. But you can look at it. You can look at it the other way around, where wherever he goes. He's bringing that belt with him, and he's obviously a major player in the media and stuff like that. And I just think, like, you put the belt on a guy that everyone loves to boo, whoever beats him for it in a few months and whatever it may be, it's going to be people are going to love it. It's going to be a big moment. And I hate looking ahead. I love it, but I hate it. I'm thinking like LA Knight beats Logan. I just think of the pop of the crowd beating Logan at like a Mania or something like that. I just think WWE wants to put a title on Logan. I think it's he's been in the company for a few years now. I think this would be a good time to do it. I do wish if he does win it, he's on TV more often. I think
he's been pulling double. He was on Raw and SmackDown this past week.
He's been showing up. I have a good feeling that he would be on more often. Just again, we talked about like with the whole boxing thing. He was gone for a while, and now that's done. So
yeah, it's like okay, we get you for 2 months or whatever.
He has an open schedule now. So, but I'm going Logan.
So I'm pretty split on this.
Yeah,
like I really don't know what's gonna happen. After all the promos, like I just said, Logan Paul making all his appearances, no clue. If it was like a thing where we saw him that one time for the promo, then haven't seen him for a month.
Everything else is like via satellite or something like that.
So kind of not to reiterate some of your points, but on one hand, like you said, they put the gold on Logan's waist, and it's instantly the most talked about thing on mainstream social media outlets everywhere.
Yep.
Logan Paul won a WWE, and it's gonna be like fucking People magazine. So they're gonna say Logan Paul wins the WWE championship. It's not gonna be like Logan Paul won the mid card title. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be like
wordplay.
It's gonna be the biggest news of the
every podcast he does, he'll have the belt right there with him or something like that everywhere he goes.
Mainstream wise, and not like people who are wrestling tunnel vision. This might be a crazy thing to say. If LA Knight beat Roman and Logan Paul won the United States Championship the same night, I think like Logan Paul's news would be like way bigger.
From a mainstream,
you know what I mean? From like people, if you just ask like a random person on the street, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because more people are gonna know who Logan Paul is than LA Knight.
On the other hand, kind of again, like you alluded to, how often is Logan showing up?
Right. That's a big question.
Again, not just reiterate, but that means we got 2 part-timers on SmackDown. SmackDown's on Fox. There's a current network bidding war, not bidding war, but there's a network discussions or whatever coming up, or they're in it, whatever. So I don't know, and that would mean that, like you said, they don't have the world title, they don't got the U.S. title, tag titles are split time, and then they have which one is it, the world or the WWE women's title?
Women's title.
Women's
WWE
title.
Women's title.
With Iyo, which I think like if like it has been prominent, but it's a tough thing to ask to carry a show with one title,
right.
you know? Another thing, rumor is, again, like you said, I don't mean just keep reiterating stuff you said, but rumor is it is leading to LA Knight and Logan, which I love. I like the idea.
I think that would be a half decent match.
I just don't think they'd build it to Mania. I could see them doing it at the Rumble.
Oh, okay.
You know?
You don't see it happening that.
It's just too, especially if Logan wins it this Saturday, then it's like the November, December, January, February, March. You have 5 months.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I get that.
So, but I think they will. I mean, even if
you could do like a hostage type of situation where Logan's like, he has the belt and they're just like, he's been holding on to it for months because he's not showing up.
But,
I get what you're
LA
saying.
Knight's already like done half of this feud with Roman himself and with Paul.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want to see him do it again with Logan not being there.
I get that, yeah.
I could even see them doing it as close as Logan wins it, has it for a little bit. LA Knight gets to that Survivor Series. Like, I could see him doing it that quick if they really want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just have that viral moment. And then,
I get what you're saying.
You know,
yeah, just to kind of put it on him.
So with all that said, and for the sake of wanting the SCW Predictions Championship back,
no.
I'm not gonna let a potential Rey Mysterio loss lose me the title. So I'm playing it safe, and I'm going Logan Paul.
Okay. You're using your brain and not your heart.
This is my defense pick. You know, it's not who I'm rooting for. It's not.
Come on, everyone knows you're going to be rooting for Logan Paul on Saturday.
And then also this kind of goes with like the order too. Is like a lot of times how I look at it, and it's not necessarily true. More often than not, it's probably false. But like, I feel like they try to at least balance out some of like the good guys winning and the bad guys winning.
Right.
So like if Cody wins, right,
that's a big guys already.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And Logan's they're gonna be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So you already have two good guys winning, big heel win, Logan getting the U.S. title, big heel middle of the show moment to kind of carry you through and get some booze and whatever. And like you said, again, not to reiterate it for the millionth time, but it would be a missed opportunity to not threat. And they're not giving him a world title. They're giving him the U.S. title. U.S. title is, you know, I like Ray. I think everyone says he's been shitty at it. I think he's been a fine champion, but it's the U.S. title.
Right now, it's probably the least valuable title, singles title.
Yeah, for sure. Easily.
I'm not trying to like knock Ray or anything,
sure.
but it just is.
No, for sure. And I think like, boom, give it to Logan, blah, blah. Anyway, I've yapped too much about that. I feel like I went on a yap
Hey, that's
train.
probably going to be the most talked about match. One of the most talked about matches.
Probably,
weekend,
right?
So.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. WWE Women's Championship, Iyo Sky versus Bianca Belair. It was revealed on SmackDown that Bianca is being granted her rematch from when Iyo Sky cashed in on her in the triple threat match that Bianca won, which was Charlotte versus Asuka.
Yep.
Bianca won the match just to catch everyone up. Bianca won the match at SummerSlam and then had it for a handful of seconds. Iyo runs in, cashes in on her, bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
Bianca gets a little notch in her belt, but Iyo gets the title. So I guess it was technically a match, so she gets her rematch, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want Iyo to lose yet. I don't think this is the time. If she's going to lose the belt, I don't think it's going to be in a rematch. Bianca's fantastic. I mean, she deserves to be champion every fucking second she's in WWE 'cause she's amazing. But I think it's Io's time still now.
That's what it is. I think so too.
Bianca was champ for well over a year. She'll be champ again one day, probably soon.
Yeah.
But let Iyo.
Io's time.
Let Iyo get her run. Let her carry the belt. For the next few more months and maybe into Mania. Let her do her thing. I don't think this is really the time to have a shocking victory. I mean, even at the last Saudi Arabia show, that's when Asuka beat Bianca. That's when it was a shocking win because I mean, I thought Bianca was going to win.
Yeah.
I can't see them doing that twice in a row here. So I'm going to pick Iyo.
I also have Iyo. Also, too, I first of all, this one I think has match of the night potential.
Definitely.
They're running back. They had their match at Backlash, which is my match of the night for that. Paper. What the fuck was that? When was Backlash?
Was it
February?
April. It was
February?
after. It was after Wrestle. Oh, May.
Or April's Mania. But
yeah, it was after
Backlash.
WrestleMania
2023. It was May. You're right.
Yeah.
The Puerto Rico show. Right. Anyway, I believe it was Backlash. Am I crazy?
Yeah, no, I think it was.
Last night. Either way, that was my match of the night. I thought that match was awesome. Bianca and Iyo just have amazing chemistry with each other.
I feel like both of them could wrestle anyone.
Yeah.
And there would be an amazing match.
This one, I think, is because Iyo lost that match at Backlash, and it's the rematch and like the actual match from the cash-in. This is the most solidifying, definitive match of Iyo's reign so far.
Sure.
Be a clean win, or I mean, Damage Control, it probably won't be clean, but like a full match win over Bianca, I think is gonna.
I mean, I would
send her to the stratosphere.
I really would love it if Damage Control just wasn't involved at all. Just like Iyo, like they walked down to the ring, and Io's like, "You guys stay back there." Like I got
that would be cool.
Type of
that
thing.
would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I think like I do want them to lead up to like an Iyo versus Bayley, but I just don't think they're gonna split up Damage Control with Dakota out either. So it's like I think Damage Control right now is just like, well, let's just keep it together.
It seemed like they were gonna do it months ago, and then they put it on hold. Yeah,
for sure.
No, I don't think that'll happen yet.
Iyo. All right, we are so far tough.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. Let's see what we got next.
John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. This is John Cena's attempt to get his first win since 2018.
Crazy.
Over 2,000 days since he has had a victory. This one could go either way. On one side, you got Cena. They have him for like it's been reported he's gonna be on Survivor Series, right? Is that? I
have no idea. I would hope so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we're past the 8 weeks now. I think
seems like
8 weeks is over. So at this point, we're just kind of we're on borrowed time right now. We're on fumes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he'll be there or not.
Interesting. I don't know why. For some reason in my head, I thought you brought up a report like weeks ago of like, the rumors.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's actually going to be on the card or not. I mean, if he's around, he should. That's for sure. But Cena Solo. I mean, if they weren't doing this whole thing about him not getting a win in 2,000 days, I'd feel so much more. Be like, oh, this is going to be a great win for Solo.
For sure.
So this is also Solo's first singles pay-per-view match since being called up. Fun fact.
Really?
Since Clash of the Castle, it's first ever singles pay-per-view match.
Wow.
Yeah. Fun fact. I saw that the other day.
That's
crazy. I was like, you would just think that he would have had one at that point.
Have a little one-on-one. That's crazy.
But no, this is his first match, and against John Cena. I mean, that's pretty pretty good.
So the two sides of the coin here, you got John Cena, like you said, it's 2,000 days since he had a victory.
Against Triple H, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Saudi Arabia or it was like Super Showdown, whatever the hell it was.
Idea.
But
if he's sticking around, I think he needs the win. Especially if they have any sort of plan for him with Survivor Series, especially after his promo on SmackDown.
That's the other thing too, dude. The whole him like, do I have anything
and
left?
teasing one more shot at the title.
He's not losing. I'm picking Cena. I would love it if Solo did win and got an upset victory. Because even if Cena hasn't won in 2,000 days a singles match, beating Cena is still a big thing
for sure.
But it's like, whether or not he's going to be around for Survivor Series, he's around for the next few weeks, few months, whatever, I still think he needs to win this because whether it's Survivor, whatever it is, if he does come back again, he's always going to be credible. I'm not trying to make it sound like he's not.
1,000%.
But it is going to be a little different if he loses this match. That's just
comes back again.
Like, what do we do?
Because that is kind of the story. Is he has just been coming back to put people over and to lose.
So if you actually want to make it believable that he can, come back again and compete for championships, whatever, you need to let the guy win. And I know people were sick of him winning years ago with Super Cena and all that stuff.
Now it's the opposite.
It's the opposite. And also just like we talked about this, like the promo battle he had with Roman, he's like, I'm not here to challenge you because I don't deserve it. Mm-hmm. Listen, you're John fucking Cena. I want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that stuff.
I don't deserve
I get it. You're just trying to segue into like LA Knight getting the match or whatever. But like, bro, like you're John fucking Cena. Like let Super Cena show up for Saturday. Sure. Let him get the win. And then if he goes back to Hollywood, fine. Yeah. If he comes back for Survivor Series, fine. Let him get a win because he needs it. He actually does need the win.
On the other hand, with Solo Sikoa, he is built up as this like unstoppable guy. He barely gets beaten.
Yeah. I think he's only been beaten 2 or 3 times.
Sure.
He's gotten beaten.
So it's like, are they giving that up for Cena?
Well,
and kind of, on the contrary to what you said with the going back to Hollywood, whatever, bloodline stuff in terms of not legitimacy, but just I guess it's more just building Solo up. Him being the one to send Cena back to Hollywood would be huge. He'd be in the good graces of the tribal chief. Right. Like, hey, I got rid of the Cena problem.
That's like 2 things that can come out of this. One, Cena can put over another young guy, and that is a win for Solo does more than for. A win for Solo does more than a win for Cena would do.
Absolutely. Maybe not in our eyes.
Maybe not in our eyes. But on the other side of things, all right, Solo loses. Now maybe you can kind of like start the storyline of Solo kind of getting on Roman's bad side and, going into Mania. Mm-hmm. Going into Mania, I would love it if it was just Paul by Roman's side, no one else. Because at this point, he's going up against Cody.
Yeah.
Cody said, you're just a chief with no tribe or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like this time around, he doesn't have anyone by his side. Solo losing to Cena, you didn't take care of Cena. Mm-hmm. You're on my bad side.
Right.
You can kind of start going into that. So I think this match has a lot of implications for the next few months. Like I really do.
Or it just doesn't. We'll see.
or it just doesn't. And we're just talking out of our asses. Yeah, I would like it if Solo won, but I think Cena needs to win this.
I'm also going Cena. It's as much as we talked about it, it really just does come down to the whole buildup of, Cena teasing a retirement, him, do I have it anymore, 2000 lost day, whatever. It'd be huge. It'd be a huge moment and a fun moment to see him break that losing streak. Right. Mm-hmm. And people, crowd would go crazy into that. I think just purely for that, Solo can eat the loss, whether they choose to play into it for storyline or not. That's kind of that.
Yeah.
Cena. All right. Women's World Championship Fatal 5-Way. Your champion Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Nia Jax versus Zoe Stark versus Shayna Baszler. This is an interesting one. Mm-hmm. Again, another one where, whenever Judgment Day is involved in the match, there's always potential of Judgment Day involvement.
Damian Priest cashes in. Turns on Rhea.
One of my notes here is Rhea's matches in her reign have been pretty lackluster, which is
except for a handful of them. For the most part, I think they've been lackluster. Like her Zelina match was pretty good.
Zelina match was
No, that was Rhea. I was confused. I was like, did she fight Rhea? No, that was
Zelina match was solid. The Raquel match wasn't.
Could have been better.
I wanted that match to be awesome, and for whatever reason, it just didn't. I don't know. Maybe their chemistry didn't hit.
And she didn't have a match.
Squashed Natalya.
I guess you're right. Yeah, maybe.
I guess she hasn't had like bangers.
You're right.
Which is weird because I have loved and love her championship reign, but it's so like
it's based on the story.
It's based on character and story and the way she carries herself and being like, and what sucks, maybe, I don't know, take it how you will, but a lot of her presentation is like with Judgment Day, and it's not even like, it's so like her reign is almost so far removed from the women's division.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, I get that. Because I just thought of this. Rhea's kind of like, in the wrestling sense, like the Roman of the women's division, except she shows up every week.
Sure.
Because I mean, how many defenses
has
she had this year since she's won the belt? 5.
Good question. I don't know.
I can't think of any more than that, to be honest with you. And Roman's only defended the belt a few times this year. It's kind of like, because like Roman, like we talked about, like his whole thing is built up of the aura and the character and the story more than the wrestling. It's kind of the same with Rhea. I mean, you are right. Like she is kind of removed from the
215 days as women's world champion.
Yeah, I mean she won it at Mania. I can see her walking into Mania with the belt too. I don't see anyone really beating her right now. But yeah, it's just what was I going? I was gonna start something else, but I want to go back to what I was saying. Like what you were saying, she's like the women's champion, but she's so not far removed. But it's like she's kind of has one foot in the women's division and one foot into Judgment Day stuff.
Most of her story and character is like
Judgment Day, and then like the women's stuff is on the side where she's with the Judgment Day. She's like, "Oh, I have business to take care of," and then she'll go take care of that and comes back to the Judgment Day,
which I think works. But I think like the more interesting story, and just from a writing perspective or just what she's given is with the Judgment Day stuff. So when she goes in like, but it's also like how much Judgment Day involvement can she have in the women's division? Because like Judgment Day is all men.
Right.
So what are they gonna have Finn Balor run in and fucking coup de grace? Yeah, like what? Like so.
Yeah. So going to the match, there's no one in this match that I think is good enough right now to take the belt off of Rhea. Nia Jax maybe is the only one.
I can see them giving it to Nia
just because she's back and they're building her up, but. Rhea should not lose this. She absolutely should not lose this.
Yeah, and I think that would help what we just kind of talked about. Of this would be, and I say it a lot. I said it for a match earlier. A solidifying victory. It's a fatal 5-way. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a big match. She has 4 opponents that she has to beat. She doesn't even need to get pinned to lose the title, as they always mention. I also think it's Rhea. I also just think her, which, they're in this next match. There's a lot. We're kind of getting close to where a lot of the order and a lot of the other results might influence things. And it's mostly like, I don't know, maybe I'm being not mysterious about it, but like a lot of it is like Judgment Day story and Damian cashing in story that might, you know what I mean? So I'm penciling in Rhea now. I'm not using pen, I'm using pencil, but I'm putting Rhea now. I think her being the world champion and the world champion of Judgment Day is just too important to her character in the story. Then, if she loses it, she loses that aura. She loses like just the look of her because she looks fucking sick with the belt, know?
Yes, she does.
Like you said, I could see Nia taking it. Raquel is great. She's up there. Zoe Stark is too new. Shayna Baszler was like hot for a while and just super got lost like in the shuffle.
They just stopped caring about her.
So yeah, I'm picking Rhea, and hopefully, I want to see. Hopefully, this ignites something in terms of like women's division title story or title feud, whatever. But as it's a funny dynamic how much the Judgment Day stuff helps her, but then on the other side, it's like, okay, well, she hasn't had a banger of a match.
Right.
But she's one of the best characters and one of the most over and one of the top. I don't know. It's weird. It's strange.
She makes it work, honestly.
She makes it work. All right. Okay. Big match. World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Again, I keep saying it, heavy dependent on the placement of the card. And once we lock in, we lock in. Couple notes I have here, then I guess we can kind of get into it. I think probably Finn's not on the card, Dom's not on the card.
Right.
There's gonna be some Rhea-led Judgment Day involvement. Rhea has been the one, as the leader, she's been the one to try to persuade Seth and Drew over to the Judgment Day. So I think kind of leading that, she's going to lead some sort of involvement. I would be shocked if there's no Judgment Day involvement.
Yeah, me too.
And even like Seth and Drew did like, what they vowed to each other, like, we're not letting Judgment Day interfere or like have any sort of whatever.
Well,
they said something.
They're still going to.
I think Rhea, a lot of this is Rhea and the Judgment Day in general going to be luring Drew closer to them. Again, they've been playing that story of like Judgment Day helping Drew and kind of just like see what happens when you align yourself with us. You get a little help and a lot of that. I think Seth is pretty removed from that. Like it's like Seth is just like no, but I think Drew is still could be lured
on
in
the fence. Yeah.
Talked about it earlier. But this match feels like it has the highest potential of a Damian cash-in. Of any match we've like seen since he's had the briefcase, I think this has the highest potential of a cash-in. Kind of more about the match, less about Judgment Day. I think Drew and his slow heel turn. I mean, he's a heel at this point, but his slow heel turn's been great. I don't know if it's character-wise and the guy-wise. I don't know if it's good enough to take it from Seth. We talked about it last show, but like I'm kind of in the camp like if Shinsuke wasn't the evil heel to do it, I don't know if Drew is. I thought Shinsuke was the guy, but maybe that's a little bias. So let's get into the nitty gritty of it here, huh? Unless you want it before I kind of go into that, because a lot of this is going to tie into like other stuff potentially happening in the show.
I'm honestly like kind of torn. Honestly, I know who I want to pick.
And there's a safe answer, for sure.
He's helped me win the last two.
Yes, that's true.
I got to make it 3.
Okay.
I'm going to go Seth. If I want Drew to be a world champion again so bad.
Especially that fucking video package that they played with him like explaining like, and I got my opportunity and I beat Brock, and then all of a sudden the world shut down. What, you're telling me WrestleMania is coming in front of no one? And he really like, God, that video package was so fucking good.
They've done a great job with hyping up all these Seth Rollins opponents the last few months. They really have.
And this one is like, and we all want to see Drew finally get it in front of a crowd.
I think there's a bigger possibility of Seth losing to Drew than there was against like Shinsuke, Finn. I think this is the best chance of him losing.
I think, build up wise.
But I don't know if it's there yet. I don't know, because they kind of just like started this a few weeks ago, and it's like, even though Drew is like solidified, he is a star. Like it's not like he needs to get built up or anything, but like it just doesn't feel like this is the right time. But again, like shocking things happen. They just kind of WWE will throw something out there.
Well, that's
to
why
surprise everyone.
That's why I felt good with Shin, because they had they had 3 matches, and they had, you know what I mean.
I can see in a world where Drew does join the Judgment Day.
I kind of would love it.
I kind of would love it. I kind of would fuck with that.
Yeah,
I kind of would fuck with that. Yeah. But I don't know if that happens this Saturday. Maybe it's like at first Drew's like Judgment gets involved. Drew's like, no, like this isn't happening. Like fights them off, and then he loses. Like distraction, curb stomp, whatever. And then he's like, maybe I do need him or something like that. And then the next match, maybe he beats it. I don't know. But I don't think Seth is losing. I also don't think Damian's cashing in. I think Seth is walking out of Saudi Arabia as World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, boring crown jewel over here.
I know. I mean, I can't like...
It's fair.
I can't think of... It sucks because I don't know who you're picking, but...
So let me dive into some other stuff here.
Okay.
So... Let's say Rhea loses. Judgment Day now needs and has room for a new world champion.
Correct.
They've really been leaning on in promos, and I think Cody was saying it or some shit. I forget what it was. But especially to Damian, they've been leaning on this like, oh, you think Judgment Day doesn't have a leader? Judgment Day clearly has a leader, and it's Rhea. And there's been building tension from the baby faces of like, you and Finn should also call Rhea mommy. There's been a lot of new a new part of the Judgment Day story has been contention with who's the leader and if there's a leader. And I think that's very, very new. And right now, everything is solidified as Rhea. But storyline wise, everyone's like, no, it's not. But Rhea loses. Rhea doesn't have the title. Now the leadership is in question.
Yep.
They need a new leader. They have room for world championship. Because I don't think they would have both. I mean, they could. Who am I? But I don't think they'd have both championships, both world titles in Judgment Day.
Okay. I could see it. But
I could see it too, but I don't know. I don't know.
Could you imagine if like Drew was in it and then you had the tag team champions, the North American women's and world heavyweight champions?
I guess I could see them. I don't know. I really don't know. But also like, and not that it matters too much, but you do also have to think like Finn and Damian do have the tag title still. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. New leader.
Damian 3 belts.
Damian 3 belts. So maybe Damian cashes in because of, well, first of all, he lost his match against Cody earlier, and also Rhea lost the match. It's time for him to step up, and also I'm pissed off about all this leader conversation. I'm going to put this to an end. I'm going to step up as the leader. I'm going to cash in. I'm going to be the new world champion.
Right.
Also, if Drew wins, again, we're kind of talking about this, but maybe it's Rhea pulling in Drew. Oh, okay. So I forgot what I read. If Drew wins, could be maybe Rhea has been luring Drew in to get him close enough where Damian can cash in. Easy little stab in the back. Like, you thought we wanted you. Haha, that was just to
we used you.
Right. We used you. We earned your trust so you'd be an easier target sort of thing. And then, maybe Damian loses and pissed off. I don't know. So there's a lot here. I think this is me, like, going through all this last night is why I was like, I've, like, almost convinced myself that, like, oh, Damian's cashing in.
Yeah, I mean,
and it all depends on, like, again, if this match happens first, there goes everything. You know
if this match goes on first, Damian's not happening.
Everything.
Not happening, no. Yeah.
To get it out of the way, I'm safe pick. I'm choosing Seth. After all of that, I know.
God damn it.
Which I think we'll shuffle because we're gonna spoiler, we're gonna both pick Roman.
I think, yeah.
So we have all the same. I'll change some stuff and we'll kind of go over, see if you want to change some stuff. Okay. But right now I'll put Seth in.
I really want Drew to win. I love Drew. I really want him to commit to that heel turn. I want him to have a world championship, win it in front of a crowd.
I think if they...
I wanted Shinsuke to win. I thought it would have been dope if Shinsuke won it, but
I think if they keep up this feud, they do Drew heel turn with or without Judgment Day, I think I could see him beating Seth, but this match doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like the one, you know?
And, like, I don't know. I don't know if Seth will walk into Mania. I know it's 5 months away, but, like, I don't know if he's walking into Mania as champ. So, like, eventually he's got to lose the belt. You know, like, who is it going to be?
I don't know. He could win it back right before Mania and defend it, or he could. I mean, him winning it back at Mania would be a fun moment from whoever has it at that point.
Damian cashed in at Mania, pulled it around on Seth.
I mean, there's more. Who knows? I don't know.
Damian does have it for a full year.
I like that we're finally getting, because this is what's fun about the Money in the Bank briefcase. We haven't had it up until you could argue SummerSlam, but I would argue like now is when it's really been like teased and been like whatever. I mean, like it's a ball to just be. I mean, like I just went through all this stuff. It's like, well, if this happens, he could cash in.
This is how that's how Money in the Bank should be. The last few years, it's always been like someone wins it and then cashes in that night, or cashes it in a few days later, or doesn't have it for long. So okay. So I have Seth. Yep.
We'll move on.
Main event.
It's an interesting match. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I like with all that said, I guess it is funny that I'm just picking Seth and just like. But all that stuff probably I'm going Seth.
After all that, I'm going Seth.
It's just the safe pick. And like I said, I just don't think it's the time. Anyway,
all right.
Main event. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, versus Los Angeles Knight. I mean, I don't know.
Listen, let's get it out of the way. We're both picking Roman.
We're both picking Roman.
I'll tell you what. They've done a good job building this feud up. I thought their little promo
promos have been great.
This past Friday was great. When Roman was coming out and he lifted up the belt and LA Knight's music hit, gold.
Yeah.
When he sat at the head of the table,
that was good. Yeah, that was good.
I thought that was great. Seeing Roman's face, his reactions when people are chanting LA Knight, he's like, what the? Like, why people? Gold. Uh-huh. I think they have done a great job. He's bringing up Roman's weaknesses. Like, while you were doing suffering succotash, I was like
I
building
did
myself
catch that,
up and stuff like that. It's like, this is your first.
Someone like stitched it together, and like I like rewatched that, and it was just like it's like and it's
So
like
bad.
it's all the writers. It's not,
it's
I mean,
not
like
Roman.
it is. I mean, like you can give him some slack on delivery or whatever, but like
it's
it is
bad.
mainly writers. I'm just like, what the fuck? He's like, you. It's just all S's and suffering succotash, and then just like even Seth was like, huh? and then Roman was like, yeah, that was hard to say, and like the wink at the camera makes me want to throw up.
The wink is the worst. That was him.
Is crazy.
He shouldn't have done that. He should have pulled. If someone told him to do that, he should have pulled an audible.
The wink is nuts.
Too much. But then Roman was like, "This is your first time, like first world championship match.
Yeah,
and it's like I only need one chance or whatever like that." They really have done a great job. But LA Knight's not beating Roman. There's a lot of LA Knight fans out there, and he's great. I'm an LA Knight fan, but we gotta put our realism hats on here.
There is.
If you really think LA Knight's gonna end this big reign that the Roman had to like beat Cody at WrestleMania for, and everyone was pissed off, just for him to lose it to LA Knight in Saudi Arabia 9 months later, no, it's not happening.
I've been seeing. I think it's just discourse for the sake of discourse, but I've been seeing just like, imagine the upset, imagine the shock.
Yeah, it would for sure. But like again, like LA Knight's great, and he will be a world champion one day. You gotta build him. You gotta give him the mid cards first. You gotta have him go through the trials and tribulations, hard times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hard times breed better men. Whatever the saying is. Listen, LA Knight's not winning.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
So I mean, with this said, we've kind of talked about shenanigans all pod, but again, have to reiterate, Jay and Jimmy not on the card.
Not on the card.
So I think there could be. I don't know. I mean, Solo already has a match that hasn't stopped him before from interfering.
I could see Jimmy playing a part into this.
It could even be like Jimmy tries playing a part, Jay comes saves him, and they just fight each other out of the match, and there's not a whole lot of help. So, I mean, which I think they're going to play into this during the match, is this may be, depending on how shenanigans go, this may be Roman's first match in a while that he hasn't had any sort of help or anyone besides Paul at ringside. Sure. Solo's tied up with his match, especially if he loses. I don't think he's coming out. Jay and Jimmy, if one of them comes out, I think they're going to be preoccupied with each other.
And let's be real. Like, I get it. Like, a lot of his wins and matches are at the expense of, having someone help him out or something like that. I love LA Knight, but Roman doesn't need anyone to beat LA Knight. If you're supposed to be this tribal chief, this god, and you need two people to help you beat a guy that's never been in a world championship match before, what are we doing?
Well, that's what I think, because I think they've built up. I think they built up LA Knight great in terms of like promos and him being over the crowd. I don't think they built him up to be credible to beat him, like in the ring. You know what I mean? I think charisma wise, he's matching him. I think like support and like people wanting him to beat him. I think that's the difference. I think they built up the want and the hope for LA Knight to beat him. Not the can.
Yeah. Well, he's the actual there. In-ring. I think he's getting there. I do think like this is how I envision the next year going for LA Knight. All right. He's going to lose to Roman. He's going to have the Survivor Series War Games. He's going to be involved in these big programs and stuff.
Sure, I believe it.
Royal Rumble comes around. People want him to win. He's like a top 4 finalist. Doesn't win it.
Yeah, I don't think he
WrestleMania comes around, wins the U.S. title. Holds that for however long. Has great programs with it, whatever. Next year, he wins the Money in the Bank. Then now you can start talking about he actually is going to be a world champion soon and stuff like that. That's how I envision it. Kind of like how Cody, I guess, where it's like he had to have that one loss and then he built himself up. LA Knight lost at Money in the Bank. He's going to lose to Roman. And now it's like, okay, he's gone through losing the big matches. He's in the programs, but he keeps coming out on the other end. Still hot and stuff like that. So now that's when you kind of start adding things on and the accolades will come and all that.
But I think he's more not that you're saying one way or the other, but I think he's more likely to win the World Heavyweight Championship than he is the Universal.
So yeah, I'm not even saying like World Championship.
Because I think even if like let's say
it could be either.
Let's say Cody wins it at 40. I just think it, and as much as it has been, as much as the effort is there to like, no, these two belts are like on the same level, World Heavyweight Championship and Undisputed. They aren't. I don't know. I think only, especially at this point, I think only certain people can really win the Undisputed title. But I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows what happens in a year? They could build LA Knight up to be that. But like, I think I don't see him beating like Cody or.
No,
or
when I said
who's
like
Cody gonna lose it to?
Fucking Gunther,
Carmelo Hayes, because that's how you know.
Guy,
I don't know.
I mean, if Cody wins,
Gunther probably.
If Cody wins the belt, he probably should hold it for like upwards of.
God, he's gonna hold it for a long time.
He's got it. I mean, I'd be fine with that. But yeah, when I said LA Knight becomes a world champion, it's not like whichever one. But that's kind of how I envision it. But going back to this, it's just another guy for Roman Reigns to get through to get to his next thing.
It's another notch. It's another pretty well built up championship match that he needs to have because he needs to wrestle before Mania.
Apparently, he's not even going to be at Survivor Series.
What I'm
that's
hearing.
Whack.
That's bullshit.
That's whack.
That sucks.
Yeah, he has
at least
to be on the big four pay-per-views.
That's what at least before we could be like, okay, maybe he's not on a fast lane or a backlash or whatever, but okay, we can at least guarantee him on the big four. And I get maybe they're contract wise, when it's like, oh, we'll put Crown Jewel as a big four because Crown Jewel does feel big. This does feel like a big card. But come on,
yeah, he needs to be on the big four pay-per-views.
That full circle. That's why I'm MJF.
Yeah,
that's why I'm. Sure. That's why I'm. Not that this conversation needed that, but
years ago, for good reason, people complained when Brock was the champ. He would barely show up. Only defended the belt once every 2-3 months. When that was going on, it's always funny seeing like wrestlers having promo battles with guys complain about something, then years later they're doing the same thing. Like everyone was on Brock about being a part-time champ. Roman and Seth are being the two biggest ones. Years ago, John Cena and The Rock were feuding. John Cena talked about leaving and go to Hollywood. Guess what Cena did? Cena and Roman had a back and forth. Roman Reigns called him a part-time bitch. Roman Reigns has defended the belt 3 times this year.
Yeah.
Well, since Mania. Cody, Jay. This is the 3rd time he's defended the belt on live TV since WrestleMania.
I'll fact check for you, but I think you're probably right.
That's worse than what Brock was doing. You know what? It's worse. Yeah. It is worse.
1,000%. Yeah.
So it's like, I love Roman. The aura is still there, obviously, but it's just like, it gets to the point. LA Knight said he actually said in an interview it wasn't like on TV, and obviously he's playing into the story and kayfabe and stuff, but it's like, how impressive is it if you're holding the belt for 1,100 days if you're fully defending it? You know what I mean?
I'm actually shocked to hear you say that. No, wow.
I know, and we have the same birthday. It's like that's hard for me to say. Like I don't want to
That's
throw
my
dirt.
Capricorn brother.
I don't want to throw a Gemini. I don't want to throw dirt on his name, but like it is annoying.
It is. Because
it's not like they're doing because they have no one for him. You got a whole roster, guys. Where's AJ Styles?
Yeah.
Give John Cena another match if you want to. Get literally anyone.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley. Anyone.
It is. I kind of have been in that camp too of like, I love the aura of it. I know I talk a lot about aura or whatever, but I like the idea of it. I like that. Oh, Roman hasn't been beaten 4 years, whatever the fuck. But it's like exactly like you said, is like how if we're looking back on it and you're talking about greatest champions, kayfabe story wise, like I get it. He's like this tribal chief, whatever. But if you really look at it, it's like, well, a guy that's supposed to be the world champion is supposed to be entertaining you on TV and supposed to be like this big dominant, defending champion. Also, it's not even to the, if you really want to look at it, it's not even to just like he's barely defending it and having matches. But if you want, and it's almost beating a dead horse at this point, but all of his defenses have been bloodline help. He's had a handful of like clean defenses.
And that was like early on. We haven't seen a clean defense in years.
So it's like if you want to spark up a conversation about greatest world champions, GOATs or whatever, I don't know if Roman's not in my top 5. He might not sniff top 10.
I think when it's I mean, I understand the perspective for sure. And I think like after Mania, I said that Roman was top 5 and stuff.
You did say that. Yeah,
I did go on record.
Hot clip.
I literally went back. I like downloaded the clip. I cut it off and put it on Twitter and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I thought you said top 3. Say top 3.
No, I said top 5.
Okay,
Definitely not top 3. I said maybe one day, but no. But
top,
it's like
top 5, but he's number 1.
He's top 5, but he ain't 5, 4, 3, or 2. Yeah, it's tough because like you win a match like that and you expect him to obviously show up. Right. And be a defending champ and stuff.
And it'd be one thing if he's not even in movie. What is he doing?
Yeah,
he's not even in movies.
It's like, he's not here.
At least when Cena wasn't there, he was in the Marine 4 or whatever the fuck,
Yeah, it's like he's not even going off in Hollywood or anything like that. So it's frustrating, and I think like we're just Roman Reigns has gotten to the point where he doesn't need a championship. He's kind of turning into what Brock Lesnar turned into. And what I mean by that is kind of like the end boss, where it's like,
oh, for sure.
If you beat Roman for a belt or not, that's a huge win at this point. Yeah. So it's like
beating Roman is probably arguably the bigger part.
Roman's the prize now, not the Universal Championship.
Yeah.
Right now, the prize is pinning Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
For
so
sure.
like, and Roman Reigns is 38 years old. That's young in wrestling. Like that's like prime years in wrestling. He could go another 10 years. Like he realistically could. Will he? I don't know. But like
peak, maybe not. But like you're right.
Yeah,
he could.
He'll definitely go into Hollywood and stuff in a few years, whatever. But
everyone says that. Everyone says that.
Well, I think it's kind of like a given, though. I mean, he already has one foot in because of The Rock.
He's not a great not a great actor. I mean, neither is Cena.
We saw the WrestleMania Goodfellas scene where they're dressed. Come on, that was good. That was good.
Solo shined in that though.
They all did pretty. Hey, wherever he goes, they're all going. They're all casted in the movie.
Yeah, imagine just like a Fast and Furious movie, but like the ensemble cast is just like the Bloodline.
Well, Roman Reigns was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, you're right.
The spin-off Fast and Furious, whatever it was with The Rock.
Everyone says he's gonna be a Hollywood star. I don't think he's gonna be a John Cena or The Rock.
Well,
I really don't.
I don't think he wants to be the John Cena of The Rock, because if we're being completely honest, they both put out shitty movies. I love John Cena, and I do love The Rock.
Oh, I don't think they care about quality. You know how much fucking money they made?
It's all about, no. It is all. I mean, The Rock is worth.
Apparently, John Cena's new movie has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Doesn't
it has 70% audience. My mom saw it
because everyone loves John Cena.
My mom saw it. She said, like, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, everyone loves Cena. Well, yeah, because a lot of the movies he's in too are like. He's not like the main role in a lot of them. It's a lot of like cameos, and he does have some funny cameos.
He's like
John Cena's a better actor than The Rock, in my opinion. I don't think The Rock. If you look at The Rock's movies, bro, they're like, besides a few of them, they're hot garbage.
I think Cena's. I don't think Cena's had the opportunity acting wise, but I think he's fun.
They've had different roles. No, Cena is more
Cena's
of a comedic actor than The Rock. Let me tell you though, the best actor, WWE actor. Dave Bautista. I don't care.
Yeah, easy.
Hands down.
Yeah.
He is superb. He's so good.
No, he's the best. It's not even close.
But if Roman went into Hollywood, I could absolutely see him playing like a villain, like if he's in like a Marvel movie, like he's like the villain.
I think they already have a Jason Momoa or whatever the fuck his name is. Like
Get a second one. Get a second one. Say I have a twin brother, and then Roman Reigns comes out of the water. Another Aquaman.
I could if there's something. I could see him in a Marvel movie for sure.
I could. Well, Seth is going to be in a Marvel
Seth
movie,
in some
so
shit.
they already got one of the Shield members in there. How do we get onto the topic?
I don't know. I feel like we're definitely off course.
So we both have Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
I think we both have that.
I think we were just talking about Roman and we were just talking about like Roman and his like legacy and his
right. I do think when Roman loses the belt, just going one more thing, like when he loses the belt, he'll still have that aura and have that feeling of like you beating him still means something. But we're getting to the point where like he doesn't need that belt anymore. He broke the record.
Yeah.
It would blow my mind because he can get the third all time, break Hogan's record if you get to SummerSlam.
Yeah, what's Hogan
next year.
at? Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
it's like
right.
1,400 or something like that. If he wins that Mania, bro, and he carries it into SummerSlam, I would shit myself. Bro. I think
I tweeted, but I rewatched the final moments of him beating Cody with
that entire video. on YouTube, the full match the other day.
Maybe that's why the clip's going around. But I saw, and it was just like when Solo runs in, all like he has like the hood on or whatever, and Samoan spikes him and just like ending night 2. The crowd's deflated and ends it on and that was Solo's debut, right?
No, he was on the roster.
What was
for
his
a while.
debut again?
Clash at the Castle.
So he did run in. That was
he
his
did
debut.
That to Drew.
Maybe I'm getting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. You're right.
It's same,
regardless.
thing.
Solo happens almost damn near every match, but yeah, I like rewatched that and I was just like, damn, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe
There's no way they do it 2 years in a row. They can't. They can't
live it.
They can't. Cody's going back to AEW if they do it 2 years in a row.
Honestly.
Okay. So we have the same
yeah, we
picks.
might have to. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm like
man.
looking. I don't know what I.
Sami, I'm locked in for. Cody, I'm locked in for. Ray and Logan, I could be iffy on.
If you want to change, maybe we
Cena and Solo, I'm iffy
maybe
on
we
too.
each change one match that's different. So we each have like one different pick. Because if you changed Logan to Ray, I could switch Cody and Damian. Because I'm not as locked in on that one as you are.
Oh, wow.
Or something along those lines.
Interesting. What's going to happen? We're going to get them both wrong. We're still going to tie. All right, hold on. Let me look at this.
Because Sami, I'm definitely locked in on. Logan, I don't want to change that. Iyo, I don't want to change that.
Come on, all right.
Cena, I can.
Here's the thing. Come on. You're the defending predictions champ. Pick LA Knight. Come on, pick LA Knight.
No, God, no.
Pick LA Knight.
No.
Hold on. There was one that I was thinking of. Cena Solo. Cena Solo's tough. 'Cause I don't know Cena's future.
Right.
So like Solo is such like
I could
I don't know.
change to Solo. I could be convinced.
I was thinking that too. What if we just changed? We both change the same ones. Let's do that. Let's both change Logan to Ray. Let's both change Cena to Solo.
Then we still have the same picks. How about whichever one you pick? I'll pick. You pick whichever one you want to change, and I'll pick another one to change.
Okay. Or what if?
Mm-hmm.
If Damian cashes in, I win. Damian doesn't cash in, you win.
Didn't I say that earlier?
Yeah, but I didn't know we were going to have all the same fucking picks.
Okay, yeah, so if you want to. So if Damian...
Which I guess they just...
Okay, so do you mean...
I don't know what to do.
Do you mean by, like, Damian doesn't cash in, like, if he cashes in...
He can win or lose the match.
If he cashes in, win or lose, you win.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't cash in, like, at all, no match, I win.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you want
Which makes it... Well, the only thing is that kind of makes, like... then that leaves no point to the rest of the show because then we're just waiting for a Damian cash in. No, I guess I don't like that because the whole time we're just like, is he gonna cash? That determines it. All right, hold on. We'll figure this out. Let's figure this out.
I would be willing to change Cody, Logan, or Cena.
Here's the thing. I want you to change what you want to change.
But like, what if I change and you're like, I was gonna change that? You know what I mean?
Let me see here. I'll go Ray Logan. God, they're gonna give it to Logan. I don't want. I want to pick Ray. Like I want to pick Ray.
I know you want,
but they're gonna give it to Logan. Iyo Bianca, I could see going like Bianca just randomly. All right. Are you gonna change one?
I'll
change it. Let's make some changes right now, and we'll come back and be like, okay, here's what we changed.
Okay.
And we're gonna end up like changing the same shit.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
This is fucking
This
ridiculous.
well, yeah. I mean, it happens with all WWE pay-per-views. We always fucking have the same picks.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I know you wanted to pick Drew too.
I know.
That would be like the one. Too.
But like Seth, he's helped me win the last two. Do you think I can turn my back on him this time?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like all right. Maybe I'll just do this.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to change one just to change one. Because you're also because it could play. Like I don't want you to change one and be like, well, I don't really think that's gonna. You know what I mean? Because then I wouldn't feel good winning it.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to solidify your picks. Because you're the champion. Here's what we'll do. Champion's advantage.
Okay.
You solidify your picks, you lock them in, and then I'll change like 3 of my picks just to be different. Because I'm not going to win it if like, there's no point in me picking the same.
Okay.
You know, even if I do,
I'm gonna
it makes more
change-
sense you picking the same than it does me.
Okay. Okay. I changed one match.
You don't even have to change it unless you think.
No,
like,
I changed one match. I'll change one.
What do you change?
Believe it or not, I picked JD McDonough to beat Sami Zayn.
Oh, that's crazy. That's funny.
You want to make him serious?
Hey,
Sami Zayn.
that's a wild pick.
There we go. Starting
Okay.
off the show hot.
Okay. So with that said, for the sake of like,
for that being said, I'm not changing anything.
I was kind of gonna almost do that, but all right, I'm gonna change for the sake of, again. Now predictions are getting a little squirrely here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now it's just, I'm trying to get the belt back, and I can't win the belt back on a tie, and I can't win the belt back. We have all the same picks. So because of that, now my picks are a little more offensive. So I was playing defense. I'm keeping Sami, keeping Cody.
Yep.
Changing Ray and Logan. Going Ray.
All right, there you go.
Because if my guy wins it for me, then I'll be even more hyped.
That's huge.
But the part of the reason why I didn't want to choose Ray either, because like I'm already gonna be pissed if and when Ray loses as a fan watching it. You know, kayfabe wise, how I do. But if he loses me the predictions championship again, come on.
We gotta talk, Ray. We gotta talk.
Keeping Iyo. I'll change to Solo.
Okay.
Women's Fatal 5-Way is weird. I'll keep Rhea. I'll keep Seth. It's such a weird one. Such a weird match. The World Heavyweight Championship match. There's just so much stuff that could happen.
So many different things could happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep Seth. I think I think it doesn't make too much sense to have it as a bonus point, but I really do think Damian's cashing in. What the result? No idea. All right, I changed two. I think that's fair because now we have Sami and JD different.
Yep.
And then we have Logan and Ray different, and then Cena and Solo different.
Perfect.
I think we're fine.
Okay. There we go.
Quick speed rundown. What you got, and then I'll go through mine just to so everyone's clear.
I got JD McDonough beating Sami Zayn, Cody over Damian, Logan beating Ray, Iyo over Bianca, Cena beats Solo, Rhea wins the 5-way, Seth Rollins beats Drew, and Roman Reigns defeats LA Knight.
And I have Sami, Cody, Ray, Iyo, Solo, Rhea, Seth, Roman. Seth one's gonna be weird. I really want to have fun. I want to do something fun for that. For like that.
Some shenanigans are gonna be happening on Saturday. That's for sure. A whole lot of shenanigans.
Oh, we didn't remember. Like we didn't plug anything at the top of this. All right. Well, now is as good a time as any.
See this hat? Good be yours.
Damn it. All right. Well, next week I guess. Well, we have a couple things, a couple housekeeping. I knew I was forgetting something at the top.
It's all right.
Sweep City merch. Link in bio, shop.clutchpoints.com. If you haven't gotten yourself a t-shirt or a hat, and I think you get some stickers with it. Oh, you wore it? I wore the black one under this.
Boom. Yeah.
Get yourself some merch. There's still some available. Also, Dante's got a little newsletter.
We got a newsletter, a little Stache Club newsletter.
There will be a link in bio. For it.
Yep. It's on ClutchPoints.com. It's just kind of like a weekly recap.
Yeah. What do you put in there?
It's basically like just like a weekly recap of like our videos, our podcasts, and like a few other like interactive things. Like
what do you mean a recap? Like you just put the link?
Like
what do you mean a recap?
No, it's like our podcast videos and like our quizzes and stuff like that, and just kind of like putting a description and link to you guys can watch it if you didn't see it. Some interactive things like some wrestling, like on this day in history.
Oh, that's fun.
Some like quiz questions and stuff that you can play along with. Just
some fun facts in there. Any fun facts? Nice.
A few fun facts, 1 or 2 a week.
How long does it? Is once a week? Comes out weekly?
Once a week, yeah.
Nice.
I think it comes out. It either comes out on Friday or Monday. It really depends on when I get to it, but it's one of those days.
Depends on when it hits.
But if you subscribe to it, you put your email in, you'll get it as soon as it comes out, whether it's Friday or Monday. So,
and there's a little more incentive if people sign up for it.
Yeah, come on, you guys can play some quizzes.
Also, speaking of signing up, our Discord's growing. We're building it. The Discord's funny. We're figuring it out. Right now, if you hit join on YouTube, you can join our Discord. And right now, it's members only. Either at the end of the month or in a couple weeks, we're going to kind of figure out what to do. We're going to have a little meeting with the current members in it to figure out if we should open it to the public, and if we do that, what we're going to keep, because there's going to be some aspects that are going to be members only and some aspects that are open to the public. But a Discord server is new for us and new for everyone. So but if you sign up now, you get early access and you get to have your voice heard in terms of making the decisions, and also you get to have exclusive access with that.
Yep.
Also playing playing around with maybe members get like videos a few hours early or maybe a day early. I don't know.
Sure.
But
we're
become a member,
playing
all
around
that.
with it.
What else do we have to plug? Do we have anything else to plug? Just our socials. They're always on the screen. You can follow us on everything. Appreciate it. RM85 out now on Spotify. My new song by Raspy Taylor. And that's a show. That's our crown jewel.
What's our comment gonna be if you made it this far?
Well, so first of all, leave your predictions
in
the comments.
Yes.
What you think is gonna happen, your preview, what you think is gonna happen with the cash in, if there's gonna be one. In terms we talked about something at the top of the show, didn't we? I thought.
Christmas music?
I guess. All right, yeah, that'll be it. So it's less of a comment, but let us know
What your favorite Christmas song is.
I was gonna say.
If you listen to Christmas music right after Halloween or like after Thanksgiving.
How about before or after Thanksgiving Christmas music? Before or after Thanksgiving. Yep. Anyway, you get it. Leave your thoughts and whatever.
Yeah,
we'll know.
Whatever you want. We know what you're talking about.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Let us know all our predictions. Again, stream on Saturday. I'll put out graphics and you'll know if it's try to let me know soonish, sooner than later.
I will.
But either way, there will be a stream on here, and I'll set it up and you'll see it. But
all right,
toodles. See y'all all week for quizzes. Bye bye.
Deuces.